This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is Niall Dusdiker. Niall is with the Eastern Iowa Orchid Society, preparing for your annual show in Cedar Rapids. Welcome, Niall.
Thank you.
First off.
Thank you very much.
Niall is a physician, a jazz fan, a KCCK boss.
You betcha.
We mentioned that during the pledge drive, of course. So our message is go thou and do likewise. We'll talk about that later. But for many years, your passion has been growing orchids. How many orchids do you have?
Well, I try to keep it under 1,000. Just, a few. But that way, see, if I have 1,000 orchids, I have at least something in bloom all the time.
Oh, okay, sure. So, first off, the Orchid Show is coming up the weekend of the 15th, yes?
It's coming up next weekend, October 15th and 16th, and it's our 5th annual show. The hours of the show are 10 to 5 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. It's free. It's very accessible. I mean, it's all on the ground level. It's in Noelridge Tropical Greenhouse at Noelridge Park, 4900 Council Street. You can walk in easily. The greenhouse is beautiful, and the orchid displays will be mixed amongst the tropical plants in the greenhouse. We should have over 500 orchids on display at the show, so we're really excited about that.
So orchids, I think orchids and roses, I think, are, when I think of the flowers that people seriously collect and and devote significant time and resources to making that their hobby. Seems like those are the ones. What is it about the orchid that makes it that plant that gets all the attention like that?
Well, I think the thing is there's a mystique about orchids because there's 30,000 different genuses, different types of orchid species out there, but they're so different shaped. They're a fairly high order plant. They've evolved to identify specific pollinators, and as such, they grow literally all over the world, everywhere except perhaps in the frozen Antarctic. And they attract specific pollinators. They bloom day, night, summer, winter. They have dormant periods, some of them do. I mean, they're a very varied group of plants. And in general, when they bloom, they stay in bloom for quite a while so that they're enjoyable.
So they're fun to look at.
That's right. They really are.
And you went to, was it South America last year on an orchid expedition?
Yes, last year we went to central and southern Brazil and saw probably several hundred orchids in bloom in nature, which was quite a treat. It was really a treat. And actually there will be at least one of that group of orchids that will be on display at the show. Now, we didn't bring it back, nothing illegal now, but several of the orchids that bloom there in the springs, we've got at least one of them that I know is going to be in bloom for the show this year.
Those watching the video can see that Niall has also worn his orchid shirt to come and do the interview as well. So the Orchid Show is the 15th and the 16th of October in the Noelridge Greenhouse, and there will be people exhibiting their orchids from all over the country, yes?
That's right. We are very fortunate. This show is located centrally in the Midwest, and we have 8 different orchid societies. Minnesota's coming down. Kansas City is coming up. We have Wisconsin, from Madison, Wisconsin is coming over. 2 societies from Illinois and 3 from Iowa. Which will be orchid societies putting up displays. And then we have 3 vendors that are coming from the Chicago area. And we have a number of individuals that will be showing collectibles. There's going to be a beautiful quilt displayed. There'll be collectible dishes, photos, I think some paintings. So it should be fun. It's a widely varied show.
So you said there are vendors, so there will be an opportunity maybe to purchase orchids if you like.
There'll be a lot of orchids for sale.
So someone like me who is not, let's just say, very skilled at keeping plants, could I buy an orchid and not kill it?
Oh, sure. And you can buy an orchid that'll be in bloom, because most of the stuff they sell is in bloom, and it'll stay in bloom for weeks. So that would be good. We do have one other special aspect of the show, and that is, for the first time, we have an open exhibition table. And what that open exhibition table is, it is an opportunity for anyone who has a blooming orchid that they're real proud of. They can bring it, and it will be exhibited throughout the duration of the show on this special table. It will be eligible for ribbon judging, AOS judging. They will have the owner's name on the orchid. It does have to stay there throughout the show. And if there is somebody listening that wants to bring an orchid, they need to bring it by Noelridge Greenhouse on Friday between noon and 5, and we'll get the name and registered and be sure that the plant is disease-free and this type of thing. But we're hopeful that some people in the public that may not be members of orchid societies, just anyone that's real proud of their orchid, that they'll bring the orchid along and we'll put it in the show.
Cool. An opportunity for just anybody. Neat.
For anybody, yeah. That's right.
So it's coming up. It's the annual Orchid Show, the 15th and the 16th of October. Is there admission charge?
There is no admission charge. It's
my favorite
free.
price.
You betcha.
Great. And if people want more information, is there a place where they can go on the web to find out more?
Yes. Our website is a little long, but it's easy to remember. Eastern Iowa Orchid Society.org.
Okay.
So it's and we encourage people to come. Tell your friends. It's a great opportunity. And right now, Noelridge Gardens are really quite beautiful. I know that they will be gradually taking those down here in the next couple weeks because fall is here. But it's a beautiful venue, and there's plenty of parking. It's really going to be a fun show.
The best smelling show in town.
Absolutely.
The Eastern Iowa Orchid Show. Niall, good luck with the show. I hope a lot of people come, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much, and go KCCK.